The journey is the reason you're alive. The journey is the reason you're alive. Things we hold too close, we cannot see. So I want to let all that I hold sacred go free. Oh, I know staring at the sun will make me blind. So I need some time in darkness, yes, yes, to keep me in the light. Dreams we hold too tight cannot come true. So I want to give all of my old dreams to you. Oh, I know I could ride this train from here till the day I die, but I'd rather check my baggage here than tote it around the sky. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Things we know too well get in our way. So I want to question my own answers every day. Oh, I know the whole mystery can't fit into one mere mind. So I'm learning how to empty out and take it one piece at a time. Oh, the things we hold too close, we cannot see. So I want to let all that I hold sacred go free. Oh, I know staring at the sun will make you blind. So I hope you spend some time in darkness and meet me back in the light. Good morning.
How y'all doing this new year? Welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church. We are here because we all agree that how we treat one another matters and how we live this life matters. We don't all have to think alike to love alike. We don't all believe alike, but we do believe that we need to treat one another respectfully and try to grow in understanding of those who are think differently than we do, whatever that means. This is a church built on covenant, not creed. We make a promise of trying to do our best for justice and peace and growing spiritually, and we try to encourage one another on those spiritual journeys. So whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be here with us in a spirit of mutuality, you are always welcome. Does our B-Pod have any announcements? Are you our B-Pod? No? 2 weeks from today, on the 18th, we have our congregational meeting. That is when we will vote on this year's budget. We are a month behind schedule, so we can't vote on anything if we don't have a quorum. Please plan to be here, and if you know people who can't come, maybe they can give you their proxy so that you can vote for them. The holidays scatter people pretty far, and people have to have time to catch their breaths from whatever craziness the holidays bring. It's also the pledge drive, which is how we fuel the budget. So please, if you have not yet made your pledge, there are forms in the foyer. There are places you can do that online. Everything we do here is funded by our money. We don't get money from the Unitarian Universalist Association. We are not operating on grants. We are here doing the work ourselves and trying to be the change we want to see in the world. Let's see, our volunteer of the month is Bob Jordan, and who is here religiously, is not here this morning, but we certainly appreciate Bob for all the stuff he does, all the times he leads the music in the service and sings with the choir and shows up for building and grounds and hosts fundraisers. There's a lot of stuff. He shows up at the Highland Blessing Dinner pretty regularly, which is something we do in community with other churches of other faiths across the city, where a free meal is given to anyone who wants to come in and sit down and have a hot meal where you're waited on. So he shows up there a lot. Our giveaway, the plate this month, is Gumbo Gladiators Volunteers for Youth Justice. We buy a sponsorship for that fundraising event every year, and the giveaway plate will go to VYJ and towards a sponsorship for that event. Are there anything, other announcements I need to make? This coming Saturday is Building and Grounds Work Day. It's from 9 to 1, 10 to 2, like I said. You know, we have a couple of people that once a week come through and do some cursory work on the building. And we have every 2 weeks somebody come mow. Everything else that happens in this building and happens on these grounds, we do. If you want to get to know people in the congregation better, it's a really good time to come and share a task, or if you like to parallel play and not cooperative play. You can do your own task at the same time. And but the people that come and do the work days really do seem to become the most consistently active people in the church. They get, if you're in relationship with people you like, you show up, right? Anyway, that's this Saturday, 10 to 2. I'm going to be talking a little bit about something that the Unitarian Universalist Association, which is our international association of Unitarian Universalist and Unitarian Universalist congregations. They have an organization that is their public advocacy and organizing team that's called Side with Love. Side with Love every year sponsors something called 30 Days of Love, which begins on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, the 19th, and goes to President's Day. I think that's February 16th. I'm not sure. But it's those 30 days. And each week for 5 weeks, there's a different topic. They have exercises and reflections and all that kind of stuff. That's why I'm leaving the red decorations up for the 30 Days of Love. And I believe if you go to uua.org, you can sign up for all the reflections and stuff that come with that. I will be talking about it some here. The weekly topics are reimagining thriving, grounding in context, mobilizing action, nurturing community, and exploring possibilities. I'm going to read something they sent out about that. At a time when fear, violence, and extraction dominate our politics and our planet, we practice another way. We believe love is not fragile, it is fierce. It grounds our organizations, fuels our imagination, and sustains our communities. Over 5 weeks, we will move through a journey from imagination to action, rooting our freedom dreams in faith and bringing them to life in the world. Each week, we will have a written reflection from Side with Love staff, a conversation with a UU theologian, a multi-generational family activity, reflection questions for journaling if you wish, a meditative body practice, and a coloring sheet connected with the weekly theme. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I invite you to look it up and get plugged into what the broader denominational movement is doing. Now, before we ring the chime, we're going to sing I Will Not Be Afraid. For those of you new here, maybe you can catch on as we go along. I will not be afraid, for I know my hope is justified. I know revelation still unfolds. I will not be ashamed. I will open my soul to the mystery beyond my control. The love that makes this broken world whole. There is only so far down the road a body can see. I will do what's mine and move on. Speaking truth with love to powers ever greater than me. With compassion, I'll be where I belong. I will not be afraid, for I know my hope is justified. I know revelation still unfolds. I will not be ashamed. I will open my soul to the mystery beyond my control. The love that makes this broken world whole. Not afraid of the love that makes this whole world whole. Derailed right there at the end. Thank you. Let the pew hold you up. Take a few comfortable breaths. Let your mind and body and feet all end up in the same place for a little while. And let us enter a spirit of worship. We gather in reverence before the wonder of life, the wonder of this moment, the wonder of being together, so close and yet so apart, each hidden in our own secret chamber, each listening and each trying to speak, yet none fully understanding and none fully understood. We gather in reverence before all intangible things that eyes see not, nor ears can detect, that hands can never touch, that space cannot hold, and time cannot measure. Is there anyone that would like to help lead our first part of the chalice lighting this morning? Thank you all. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other. Thank you. Thank you. We light this chalice for the sacred that walks unshod through alleyways, that leans against brick walls with smoke on its breath, that hums in neon flicker and bus exhaust. This flame burns for the holiness found in dirty hands, in cracked voices, in those moments of sudden stillness between sirens and footsteps. Not every sanctuary has walls. Some are made of shadow and asphalt. Some are stitched together from longing, kindness, and sheer survival. We light this flame to remember divinity does not always wear white. Sometimes it wears denim. Sometimes it looks like a stranger, holding the door just a moment longer. It burns to show us what is real. Would you please rise in body or spirit and say with me the unison affirmation? Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant. This song we are going to sing to the melody of something called The Water is Wide, which may be more familiar than the melody that would ordinarily go with the song. Is it coming out? Is it coming out there? Creative love, our thanks we give, that this our world is incomplete, that struggle creates our will to live, that work awaits our hands and feet, that we are not yet fully wise, that we are in the making still, as friends who share one enterprise and strive to blend with nature's will, since what we choose is what we are, and what we love we yet shall be. The goal may ever shine and struggle greets our will to live. That work awaits our hands and feet. Thank you. Please be seated. This story is called The Boy with the Magic Magnifying Glass. Does everybody know what a magnifying glass is? Okay. Leo was a fast-forward kind of boy. He ate his breakfast while thinking about recess. Do you ever do that? And he played at recess while thinking about his favorite cartoon. Or his favorite anime sometimes. Because his mind was always on the future, the world around him looked a bit like a blurry photograph. One afternoon, Leo's grandmother, Nana, sat him down on the porch. "Leo," she said softly, "you're missing the sparkle." She handed him a small wooden magnifying glass. "This isn't for making things bigger," she whispered. "It's for making things still." Leo took the glass and looked at a single red tulip in the garden. Usually he'd just say, "It's a red flower," and run away. But through the glass, he forced himself to stay and look at it a little longer. He saw tiny veins like little rivers carrying water to the tips of the petals. He saw a microscopic speck of gold dust from a bee's knee. For the first time, he wasn't thinking about dinner. He was just there. The flower wasn't just red, it was alive, glowing, and complex. Later that day, Leo saw Mr. Henderson, the neighbor who everyone called the Grouch. Mr. Henderson was always scowling and shouting at kids to stay off his lawn. Leo started to run away, but then he remembered the magnifying glass. He didn't hold it up to Mr. Henderson. But he used something that was his inner magnifying glass, his full attention. You know how to focus on anything? I see phones back there being focused. He stopped moving and really looked at Mr. Henderson. He noticed the man's hands were shaking as he tried to tie a tomato plant to a stake. He said he saw that Mr. Henderson's eyes looked a little watery and tired, and he noticed a small, faded photo of a dog tucked in his shirt pocket. Leo realized Mr. Henderson wasn't mean. He was lonely and having a hard time. Leo walked over slowly and he held the stake for him that he was trying to tie the tomatoes to. "Thank you, boy," Mr. Henderson grumbled, but his scowl softened into a tiny, shaky smile. At that moment, Leo didn't see a grouch. He saw a friend who needed a hand. "Nana!" Leo shouted, running back to the porch. "I see it! Everything has a secret layer if you just stop to look." Nana smiled. "That's the secret, Leo. When you give someone your full attention, you aren't just looking at them. You're finally seeing them." From then on, Leo didn't live in fast forward. He lived now. And because he did, the whole world stopped being a blur and started to sparkle. Would y'all help me sing the kids out to their classes? Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. When we are overwhelmed with the world and cannot see our way clear, when life seems a struggle between tedium and apathy, or frenzy and exhaustion, when today seems a punishment and tomorrow a torment, may we find the courage of patience. May we recognize courage in ourselves and in our companions that is not dramatic, that elicits no fanfare, that commands little notice by the world, that is forgotten and taken for granted. May we learn how to cope like those who live one day of pain at a time, who see the long path of suffering and do not despair, who inspire us by their patient courage when we are impatient and afraid. May we know such courage and quietly celebrate its presence among us.
is my way. The balance of things around me, well, it puzzles me more every day. Still, I've known love that lasts through the ages, and I've cherished the hearts that danced with mine. And there's so many things I would understand if one life was enough time. And I'm wondering why all God's people can't share what was given us all. It saddens me to think down through the centuries that mankind could still be that small. Still, I've known love that lasts through the ages, and I've cherished the hearts that have danced with mine. And there's so many things I would understand if one life was enough time. If one life was enough time.
A woman named Tammy Simon, who is the founder of an American multimedia publishing company called Sounds True, you may be familiar with it, she was conducting an interview of New York Times columnist and best-selling author David Brooks. They were discussing how meaningful it is, or at least how meaningful it can be, to see or truly be seen by someone else, another person. And how this is something we all long for, being fully seen, feeling fully seen, fully seeing someone else. A practical suggestion that David Brooks made during that interview was to treat your attention like an on-off switch instead of like a dial that you can turn up or down and be more or less tuned into something, but to make it so that when you're attending something, you are fully giving that your attention. There was a woman I had an occasion to encounter, a psychologist from Texas. Her name was also Barbara, or is also Barbara. The first time that we interacted, I said something to her, and she put down what was she was holding in her hands, and turned and looked at me full on, face to face, and gave me every bit of her attention. I only had that one conversation with that woman. But that experience has stayed with me. Somebody intentionally stopping everything else they're doing and giving me her full attention. That's what comes to mind when I hear those comments from David Brooks from the Tammy Simon interview. She flipped that switch on. Tammy Simon went on to say that when we give anyone or anything full attentiveness and we relax into that experience for a bit, something interesting can happen. We might begin to feel a type of melting or dissolution of the conventional subject-object division. We might begin to sense an arising of what we call presence, a palpable sense of shared beingness. Excuse me. Another acclaimed psychotherapist, Claudia Harris, calls this our real superpower. Where we put our attention is our real superpower. You might recall a lyric that I have that we're going to be singing after a while, that your power gets directed where your energy goes. Eckhart Tolle said, "It's easy to forget to bring presence into everything we do. We need a special place to learn and the support of a community also committed to the practice of presence, working at being fully present." Think we can give that to each other? I'm not seeing a lot of nods. Okay, well, Buddha said, everywhere you are, everywhere you go, there is dukkha. Dukkha equals suffering. On Hidden Brain, which is a show on National Public Radio, they were doing a show about loneliness. And they said loneliness is something that 1 out of every 2 adults experiences. They said it used to be 3, but now the stats are leaning more towards 1 out of 2. And loneliness equals anxiety, depression, heart disease, and premature death if it goes on too long. They were also on NPR talking about our smartphones and technology, how those things unquestionably contribute to loneliness. The kids aren't in here. I don't know if they'd get it anyway. They might. They're pretty dadgum bright. But these devices make us dedicate a lot of our time and attention to the horizontal connections. The more this way we go, the less this way we go. The farther we spread our attention, the less depth we can have at our spiritual level and in our connections. Does anybody remember a book from the 70s? I know a lot of you aren't that old, by Ram Dass, called Be Here Now. It was a pretty big deal in its day. And it was about not letting the distractions catch us up to the point where we lose the gifts of what we have in this instant. And it was about trying to be more fully aware in each moment. When we are being peace, when we are being compassion, when we are being present and open, wholly our unguarded selves. I saw someplace that there are 2 days we can do nothing about: yesterday and tomorrow. But we spend a lot of time on those anyway, don't we? The Dalai Lama said that actually compassion is the natural state for human beings. It's the layers that we put on our natural condition, because the farther out we get spread, the more guarded we have to be. The wider we spread ourselves, really, the less attention we have for each aspect of our lives, and the more guarded and walled off from those things that might go deeper we become. And the more loneliness we feel. This past Friday, there was a reading in one of the meditation books I read called 24 Hours a Day, that had a meditation that went like this. It was a Hazelden publication. You are so made that you can only carry the weight of 24 hours. No more. If you weigh yourself down with the years behind and the days ahead, your back breaks. If you're foolish enough to gather again that burden of the past and carry it, then indeed you cannot expect to bear it. So forget that which lies behind you and breathe in the blessing of each new day. And then this morning, in another book, oh, actually, no, it was also Friday. Our lives are a series of selections. We select projects to do, activities to participate in, friendships to cultivate. And often we'll have to forego some of the selections we've made because time and energy run out. Full commitment, total involvement with singular activities and few friendships is far better than partial attention to many. Rapt attention to the moment and all of whatever it contains enriches our lives. Nothing less than full attention can do that. The talents we each have been blessed with can only be developed if we use them fully to the benefit that lives to the benefit of lives of others as well as our own. Thus, when our selections are vast, our attention is sporadic and our talents aren't fully developed. The fullness of our lives, individually and collectively, is proportionate to the depth of the relationships developed between ourselves, our friends, and our activities. I'm going to repeat that one sentence. The fullness of our lives, individually and collectively, is proportionate to the depth of the relationships developed between ourselves, our friends, and our activities. There's a Buddhist, an American Buddhist instructor, teacher named Jack Kornfield. Jack Kornfield is a PhD in clinical psychology and was trained as a Buddhist monk in monasteries in Thailand and India and Burma under some noted and respected masters. He writes a lot. He has a book called Buddha's Little Instruction Book. It's not quotes from Buddha, but it's his kind of trying to concentrate down some of the ideas. Some of the things that are written in that book are that love in the past is only a memory. Love in the future is a fantasy. Only here and now can we truly love. Love is our doctrine. Some days we feel like strangers. When our hearts open, we will realize that we belong just here. Inner freedom is not guided by our efforts. It comes from seeing what is true in the moment. Live every act fully, as if it's the last. When you walk, just walk. When you eat, just eat. If you take care of each moment, you will take care of all time. In the end, three things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? And how deeply did you let go? Being and feeling fully alive isn't about controlling anything. It's being present in the moment and doing whatever's in front of you to do the best you can with your full attention. Fully attentive, the on-off switch. Fully seeing, looking deeper than first impressions. Fully present. Do what you can to only take on what you can fully give your attention to, give yourself to. Give your best to. So that you can feel fully alive. All aspects of the Buddhist Eightfold Path are tools to carry us along the road toward becoming more fully awake, more fully aware, more fully alive. The journey is what's sacred. The road signs and pathways will shift like the wind. We may never reach the goal that shines afar. Still, let's help one another practice being here, now, fully. Will you please sing with me? Love will bring a brute down. We hadn't done that in a while. And remember, love is only available now. drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us hating one another, they can be undone. Make yourself a practice thinking thoughts that are kind about the very ones that drive you out of your mind. Ground that flailing wire, shooting sparks in the air to light your heart and guarantee the spark will stay there. Love will bring a brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us fighting one another, they can be undone. If hatred feeds the dark, it could be counting on you to fuel it, hating every blinking thing that they do. Entertain the notion there's a twist that can break the cycle that divides us for humanity's sake. Love will bring a brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us fearing one another, they can be undone. No one's talking magic, every scientist knows your power gets directed where your energy goes. It isn't wasted effort to untangle inside. Flip the flow around and let your little light shine. Love will bring a brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us fearing one another, they can be undone. If they can't keep us fighting one another, they can be undone. If they can't keep us hating one another, they can be undone. Thank y'all. Please be seated for a second. Here I will be discovered and lost. Here I will perhaps be stone and silence. That's from Pablo Neruda. Someday out there on a day like this, in a place I will never see, where the clearing winds always come after the storm, I will arrive nameless on a distant memory, carrying with me all the best I gave back to this earth, all the hope I found scattered by others along the roads I traveled, all the courage that came unexpectedly when you took my hand and we cried for those we could not save, all the love that exposed the lies I told myself about who I was and what I was meant to do, all the faith that came to me when I saw others carry these things into the future. As we extinguish this flame, may we carry its smoke with us into the streets, into the places where holiness is hard to see, but always waiting to be noticed. Let us go with eyes open for wonder in the worn out, and with the knowing that the sacred does not hide from the world, it lives in it. Go now, not to escape the brokenness, but to journey beside it, and sometimes to bless it. Happy New Year. May we go in peace and compassion, working for justice and love in the world. Amen.
I can see clearly.